We have 3 right now. And so there's a picture of them. Sorry for this squinting. The sun was in their face when I was taking this picture. So yeah. So on the left is Miles. He's a sophomore at Fox City's Leadership Academy, which is at North High School. He's from Conyers, Georgia. He's a very talented musician. He plays in the Honors Orchestra at North, and he also plays in the Fox Valley Youth Symphony Orchestra. He's also in about every club he can possibly fit into his schedule. And he's a great student and great guy. In the middle is Andy. Andy is from New York City. He's a junior at Appleton East. He's very into basketball, and tryouts are this week, and he's had practice in the morning and the evening this week, and he's already tired. So hopefully the tryouts go really well for him. He also is into art, and this past summer he was able to take part in the Paint the Town, where they painted a mural on the Boys and Girls Club in downtown Appleton. So if you haven't seen that, it's a really cool rainbow picture of faces of actual students from the area. So Andy got to be a part of that, which is really cool. And then we have Anthony. He's a freshman. He's at Tesla Engineering Charter School at Appleton East. He played soccer, and he's now into robotics. So they have a wide variety of interests. Here's some pictures of the house in the past. We were established in 1968 by a group of really forward-looking people in the Appleton area who wanted to bring some more diversity into town. There wasn't much at that time. So these brave students came here starting in 1968, and they went to high school at West or East. North wasn't built at that time. And they all lived in the house together. I'm not sure where they put all these people. I guess the rules have changed of how many people you can have to a room now. So we don't have that many kiddos with us. We have over 200 alumni from the Appleton program, and they are all over the US doing great things. There are lawyers, there are educators, there are business owners. There's at least one professional sports player. And they have all, every time I've talked to any one of them, they say this program really changed their life. There's a lot of reasons that people come to ABC. And you know, well, the name is everything. We give them a better chance of being successful in life. So some people come because they're living in poverty and they need to get out of that cycle. Some people come because they're living in not so great areas, and they need a place where they can be safe and secure and go to school and concentrate on that. Some of them come from places where the school systems aren't that good, and they just don't have the same chance that other people get for going to college because they don't have that great of a basic education. I did want to mention we have all boys. Our house that we're in right now has 1 bathroom. So we have all boys. These boys have to share 2 showers and 2 toilets. So the pictures that you're seeing in front of you, I don't know how all those guys took showers every day. So it was probably scheduled. So the people that come to us have a lot of benefits to them. They live in the house. Here's a picture of our current home. They live in a house with their resident director and the other scholars. So I say, think like the Facts of Life TV show, but it's all boys. We like that it's a family atmosphere and the boys all become brothers. you know, in spirit, if not in blood. They can go to any of the Appleton high schools, including the charter schools, which is a great opportunity for people. And the big one is all of their expenses are paid. We only ask them to provide their own health insurance and to travel here and back from their home. So they go home for summer and they go home for winter break. Then the other breaks kind of depend on the financial situation, and sometimes they stay here with host families and sometimes they go home. So another benefit we have is we have a college counselor who donates his services to our boys. He's really good about finding scholarships and financial aid and helping them write essays and knowing which schools have good programs that they can apply to. The schools that are listed on my slide are just like the last 3 graduates that we've had, that's where they went. We also have tutors. We hire Lawrence students to be our tutors, and they monitor study hall, which is 4 nights a week for 2 hours a night. So we are very focused on education and generally a college-bound program. All right, and the fun benefits. So the boys all have host families. They go to their host families on Sunday afternoons. The host family just kind of creates a more of, this is your specific family that you have. And they can do things with the host family on a school holiday weekend. So they stay with their host family for the whole weekend. And sometimes they get to do fun things with their host family. Like the picture on the lower right is 2 of my kiddos that are both from warm weather areas, and we taught them how to downhill ski. So that was their first time skiing. We also have group outings for the house where the kids all go as a group and do something. So we have a couple pictures here. One of us is going to the pumpkin patch, and then they go back to the house and carve jack-o'-lanterns. One of our volunteers has a boat and took the kids tubing. So there's some fun on the water. There's also some intangible benefits, like the eye-opening experience of going to a different place. So a lot of kids, especially the kids that are living in poverty, have never been out of their area. So just coming to a different area in general is eye-opening and life-changing for them. So one of our current students said to me, there's so much more out here than I even knew. One of the other things is being surrounded by other students who are also focused on going to college and getting a good education. Sometimes, you know, the kids that come from the areas where the schools aren't so great, they're not surrounded by that. So when you're surrounded by people that don't have good goals, it's a lot harder for you to have good goals. So it's helpful to them to be surrounded by other people that it's normal to study and to try to get good grades and to go to college and to, you know, be whatever you want to be in life and not just settle for something. Another intangible is that this is a safe area. One of our alumni has said, wow, if I had stayed home, you know, my area of town was called the drugstore, and, you know, I could very easily have gotten pulled into that and not been a successful businessman like I am today. So here's part of my story. So many years ago, I got a flyer in the mail asking for money, as you do. And I read through it and I thought, wow, this is a good program. Interesting to bring these students here from other places. And so I sent some money. So that, pretty much cemented my place on the mailing list forever. So then I thought, oh, they have host families. That's interesting. That'd be kind of a fun thing to do. But then I let it go. And anyway, 6 years ago, I got a flyer and it said, hey, we have 2 students coming this fall and we need host families for them. And they're both going to Tesla Engineering Charter School. So my husband and I are both engineers. We live a few blocks from East High School where Tesla is housed. And I really thought, well, okay, this is our sign. We need to do this. So we did. And we got the 2 boys that are in the 2 left pictures. Those were my host kiddos. And it just, after getting to know them and, welcoming them into our family, I just was so much more involved and enthused about the program and what it does for people that I wanted to get involved. So then I got on the board, and then now I've been the president for the last few years. Anyway, Evodio in the middle picture is still an integral part of our family. So he goes to school in Minneapolis. He comes to our house for Thanksgiving, for spring break. He goes home to his family for summer and Christmas. But he's still part of our family and he comes to us. So that picture, my son is in the background with the hat, and my husband and I and Evodio, and we're in Minneapolis, goofing off, doing fun stuff for the weekend. And then the boy by himself in the picture, that's Andy. He's my current host student. I do that in addition to being a president. And this is him all dressed up to go do the homecoming dance this fall. So anyway, he's now part of our life, and we go to basketball games and stuff. So that these kids are what draws me in. So I know that our organization doesn't serve a huge number of people, but we make a huge difference in the lives of the people that we do serve. So that's what drew me in. So if it draws you in, here's some ways that you can help us. We always need volunteers. I'm sure all of you can feel the pain. It's hard to find everyone that you need to be the best you can be. So we need volunteers to give rides, to do activities with them, to cook dinner, or just come over for dinner and hang out with us for a while. Be with the kids, we need host families. The boys all have 1 host family, but we'd like them to have 2 so they can alternate weekends with each host family. We also need donations. We need board members, committee members. There's an email at the bottom for contact information. If you're interested in any of that, I'd be really happy to talk to you. Our big challenge at the moment is we're gonna lose our house in 1.5 years. So we've currently been renting a house from Lawrence University, and they have other plans for the area. So we have to find a new place to be, and that's a big expense and a big undertaking. It's exciting, but it's kind of scary at the same time. So looking for people that could help out with that. So I think that's all I have. Does anyone have any questions for me? I stop sharing.
Thank you, Sheri, for sharing on the program. Is there, when the kids come in and they're living in this community, do you feel like there's it sounds like it, but do you think that there's deep connection or a growing connection to the community in particular? Or are there areas that you're like, I wish we could connect more or do more in certain areas?
The things that I wish, like I'd like to have a network of like successful people of color to come talk to them, because a lot of our volunteers are white. And I think it's a good thing for them to talk to successful people that look more like them and to share the experiences with, because their experience moving to Appleton is not the same as my experience was moving to Appleton. So sometimes they can relate better, you know, just like anyone, to people they have something in common with. So I'd like to have some different people like come to dinner and talk to the boys, or come over for the afternoon, or do something with them, like a house outing sort of thing.
Thank you.
Yeah. Yeah, I think the kids adapt to Appleton pretty well, and we have a lot more diversity now than when the program first started, which makes it a little easier on them. People are pretty accepting, and they've all made friends right away. We want them to be involved in activities like sports or clubs or music or something, which is also a way to connect with people, but it's good for them to do something besides just study.
And Sheri, there's a couple questions, or one question on the chat. Jenny is asking if ABC has an executive director. Do you serve in that capacity, or is there somebody else?
No, we're a volunteer board. The resident director that lives in the house is paid, but that's our only full-time employee or paid position.
Are there plans to grow the program then over the next couple of years? Are you thinking as well? Although I know you're looking for a house.
Right. I would love to grow the program. I would love to have girls involved in the program. Nationally, there are more girls that apply to ABC than boys, which I find kind of strange. But I'd like to be able to have both, but in the setup that we have right now, it won't work. Perhaps if we can find the right new home, that would work. Yeah, I would love to expand. I need a lot more people and money, though, honestly, to do that.
Sure. Makes sense. And if people are interested in more information about the program, they can email this email you have listed here.
Yeah, it's info@appletonabc.org. And then our website is appletonabc.org. And you can also look around on our website. There's a lot of information there. And there's a contact me page there that will come to that same email.
Okay. Perfect. Any other questions for Sheri this afternoon? Thank you very much, Sheri.
Thank you so much for having me.
Program, and it's yeah, absolutely. Glad you could join us.
Happy to be able to talk about it.
Thank you.
Thanks.
So there's just a few other things for everyone else this afternoon. Number one, is there anything from this group that's online that wants to talk about and promote or share with the group? It's kind of a lightning round for each of us. If there's anything you wanted to share about your organization or programs taking place or upcoming events. Faith, I see your hand. You want to share?
Yes, please. If I can get my camera on and my hand lowered. So, over people progression for the last 8 months, we've been collecting data in collaboration with all the police departments in Outagamie County. And our project is coming to a close next month, and we're having an event to report out on that data and also having a panel of community members talking about experiences with police in Outagamie County. So I just wanted to extend that invitation here. If anybody is interested or wants to share with their networks, there are a couple emails that have gone out as well, but I've been trying to kind of find any place that's appropriate to share.
Faith, when is the report out session?
It is on December 1st at it's from 1 to 4 p.m. It's a Friday, December 1st. I can drop the link for the invite in here. It's a PDF, and I always struggle dropping the link in the Zoom chat for a PDF.
And at the very least, please, I think we might already have it, or resend it to us, and we'll make sure it gets out to the group as well.
Okay,
and so
awesome.
It's open to anyone if they want to attend.
Yes.
That's awesome. Okay, thank you.
Awesome. I'll send that
Kimyatta,
to you.
I see. Yeah, please do. Kimyatta, you have your hand up?
I do, and sorry about that. If anybody wants to learn more about what ColorBold has been doing, we have a general session that's going to be live on Facebook on Tuesday, the 14th at 6:30 p.m. And you can hear more about the work that we do and some things that are coming up.
Love that. And that's something we can promote too, send back out to this group as well. Perfect. Thank you. Mackenzie, I see your hand is up.
Yes, it is. Thank you. I had to find the button on where to do that at. And you can
I never can find the button.
It's so cool. I just wanted to put out a little, just so that everybody knows, and hopefully they can take it. The police department put out their link to their fall survey. And this is really important because this is what's going to shape our goals for the upcoming year for 2024, what we're going to be focusing on. So please take that. It is super short. We tried to make it short so people would do it. There are different open text boxes where they can, if they need to add anything like that. It was translated into Hmong and Spanish. Probably the scariest process of my entire life, because you can never check if it's right, because I am unfortunately not that talented. So that is out up there. It is posted on our social pages. You'll see different flyers out throughout the community as well. If there's any sort of paper copies that are needed, we're still trying to suss that out a little bit. Some of those have been disseminated over to the Thompson Center, things of that nature. But if you have any feedback on that, or you could take it, that would be wonderful. Like I said, that's what we're going to be looking at to kind of form those goals for this upcoming year.
Thank you, Mackenzie. If there's anything you want to drop in the chat, or I encourage anybody who has anything to share, make sure you send it to us as well, so we can put it back out in email distribution. Thank you, Mackenzie.
My hand. There we go.
You can figure it out.
Right.
Hillary, did you want to share something with the group?
Hi, everybody. On November 30th, Hope and Help Together is having a volunteer orientation. And I just put a link in the chat. And we're looking forward to sharing some stories about connection with our immigrant and refugee new neighbors and onboarding some volunteers.
Thank you, Hillary. Anybody else have anything to share? I want to make sure that I'm not missing any raised hands, or you can shout it right out too as well. Noemi, I saw you had, let me just back up here. You had something in the chat that Trinity Home for Pregnant Women still has some openings for residents. Is that correct?
Right.
How would they, please share more.
Well, yeah, we just opened on the end of October, the maternity home for pregnant women with capacity between 10 and 12 women that are pregnant, and some of them might have toddlers or little kids. We have 4 women, so we still have more capacity. So if anybody's interested, they can go to our website, Vidas, let me see here. www.videosupportservices.org, and then there is a site there for Trinity House, and they can apply there, and then there is a process. So the only thing is we don't have the capacity to deal with any drugs or alcohol abuse. So we won't be able to take those women that are, struggling with that. But other than that, it's just a regular process. Yeah, we don't have the capacity to deal with that. That's a different thing. But we have space for women who are pregnant and they don't have a home to live, and they're living in their homes or somebody's friend or car or something. So that's all.
Thank you for sharing.
Mhm.
Thank you. Would you mind, I'm just double checking. Would you mind popping in your website again in the chat too? Thank
Okay,
you.
I will.
I feel like I just saw Kimberly. Did I see a hand raise somewhere?
Yes. How are you guys?
Good. How are you?
All right. How you doing? Naomi, I had a question about your Trinity Homes. I mean, I'm gonna email you this, but since you're already on the line, I might as well ask you, right? Can I come over for a tour?
I need to talk to you for a case today too. We're connected. Okay, what's your
All
question?
right. So I'm gonna pop you an email because I want to do a tour, and I am now with People of Progression. So I wanted to let you know that too. And I want to do a tour because I need some stuff from you so we can have over here for resources, okay?
Okay, you can
I
also,
appreciate that.
I can pass that information to the manager at the Trinity House so that they can contact you. Okay.
Okay,
But other than
okay.
that, you can go on the website too. But yeah, there is a different manager for that one. But I will pass that information.
All right. Thank you so much.
Mhm.
Awesome. Thank you. Then just wanted to point out, Mike with Goodwill also posted in the chat about Career Accelerate is enrolling for fall. So there is a link for no cost education at Fox Valley Technical College. So Mike, if there's anything else you want to share, I'm assuming that link has probably like next steps or an email for more information as well. Thank you for sharing that. Well, thank you, everyone. If I hope I didn't miss any raised hands. We appreciate each one of you being here. Kimyatta, thank you so much for sharing all the exciting things going on with ColorBold. Sheri, thank you for sharing on a wonderful program in our community, and let us know if things come up as well for both of you and anyone on this call. If there's things that we can help support one another, getting the word out and being action oriented, we are all about that. So thank you everyone for participating. I just want to make sure, I know we have a few, just want to make sure I'm not missing anyone. Thank you, Noemi, for putting that on there, the website address. So next up, I know we have, our next meeting is scheduled for December 12th. So we are working through what that will entail. Might be a little bit more what are services available in the areas in which we live. So stay tuned for more information on that. And then in 2024, this is a big change for us, is we are going to move the meetings to Thursdays. So if you have been with us from the beginning of time, I think Tuesdays have historically been our meeting date. And we're just running into a number of challenges with ongoing training on our staff perspective. So stay tuned for more there, though. We will get meeting invites and notices and everything else out to you as soon as possible. But in the meantime, that next meeting, mark your calendar if it's not already on there, is December 12th. So, and Gina, can you remind me, December 12th, are we in person? Can't hear you.
Sorry, I'm in the room with Sheri, so we were just working out the audio. Yes, we will be in person. There will be a hybrid option. And I would just like to say thank you for allowing us to change that to Thursdays. As Lisa mentioned, there have been some scheduling challenges and the the ability to pivot to Thursdays, I think will allow some new folks to join us on a regular basis as well.
But just to be clear, the meeting on the 12th will be at noon as well, correct?
Sorry, could you repeat that?
The meeting on the 12th will be at noon, correct?
Yeah.
On December 12th? Yeah. Okay. Okay, we look forward to seeing you next month. Hope you find some peace in the next 6 weeks as we race toward the end of the year. And if there's anything we can help support you in your efforts, getting the word out, sharing resources, please let us know. We are here to help. And I'll just be hanging out online as you all dial off for the day. If anyone needs to chat on anything else, I will just be here hanging out. Thank you so much, you guys. We are right on time, 12:59.
Thank you to our presenters, Kimyatta and Sheri as well.
Thank you, guys.
Thanks, Kimberly. Happy to see you here.
Yeah, thank you.
Thanks, everyone.
Well, while I'm still on here, if anybody on this call is still using the link from our old meeting series, like a recurring meeting, feel free to disregard that and delete it. I did cancel it at one point, but if it didn't remove itself from your calendars, you may still be using an outdated link. So feel free to get rid of that. We'll have new ones every week or every month, excuse me. And Lisa, I made you the co-host. I'm going to go ahead and hang up now so I can pop over to my training, and we'll talk to y'all later.
Thanks, Gina.
Hey, Becky, glad you could join us today.
Hi, thank you. I just had a quick question about your winter clothing dress.